this, maybe we can get out of this area. What is there a name for this area? It's the mortuary. Let's get out of the mortuary. How? How do we get out? She mentioned something. Journal. Okay, let's read this. Read this here. Okay, no, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for here. She mentioned portals, which may not, if this is my memory, I should probably review the video. Portals, and mentioned they may not look like portals. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder why the text didn't pop up there when I was clicking here. Oh yeah, use the arrow keys.
I'm
a little
gone.
awkward with the keyboard I use, which is really more useful for software development, which is what I do mostly, than for playing games. But here I am nonetheless. I wish I could change it to WASD rather than the arrow keys, because the arrow keys on this keyboard I use a kind of I use basically a Kinesis keyboard, Kinesis, if you want to look it up. And it's a completely split, split keyboard. The left and right are on the left hand, up and down are on the right hand. And since I'm using a mouse, that makes it a little extra awkward. I basically have to use two hands to use the arrow keys.
I'm
haven't
gone.
been in this area?
I'm gone.
The fog would seem to indicate that I've not been.
All right.
Ah! Let's go. My absence appears to have been noted.
All right.
What do we have here? We have Penn's note and some more commons. And I have no room, it seems. Oh wait. That can be added to that stack, can't it? That did? I hope that was 6. So, one more item here. We're probably going to have to start dropping some things, but don't have to do that yet. Penn's note. This note has been written with remarkable penmanship upon the finest parchment. Vaxis. If you're reading this and you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you that your little disguise idea was ridiculous. In any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they are not fools, and they will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. I've left you some coin. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hive, preferably in Ragpicker Square. The dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you have secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Farod is getting those bodies he's delivering to the mortuary. It's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are that stone-faced dustmen... Reports are that stone-faced dustman at the Gathering Dust Bar, Initiate Emmerich, I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mark Farod's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until we know more about Farod's activities. I don't want Emmerich finding out something before we do. Penn. This is getting complicated. See, I'm supposed to find Farod. That was the note on my back, and my missing journal. Okay, we completed that. Okay. I know I read this before, but here's the text that was that is tattooed on my back, which is to say, the nameless one's back. I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx Wash, but you need to center yourself. Okay, interesting. I assume you can read this in the video. This is all in caps. Center is all in caps, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that'll shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farod, again in caps, can fill you in on the rest of the chant if he's not in the dead book already. Don't lose the journal or we'll be up the sticks again, and whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you, read the journal, then find Farod. To my knowledge, we've found none of that so far. And I guess what I'm really wondering, nothing was added in our journal apparently regarding that note. My first thought on reading this was, am I Vaxus? Which is to say, is the nameless one Vaxus? And have we failed? Is this implying that we failed by not finding our journal in Farod by this point? But the more I consider it, the more I think maybe this is not... I base this to some extent on the discussion of Farod here, but basically this is not... I'm not... Penn is not writing to me. I'm not Vaxus. This is someone else. Perhaps someone... Well, I'm not sure. Someone who we would not be sympathetic with, possibly. I don't know. Failure is an option. This sarcophagus appears to have been there for centuries. There is no lid. The exterior seems to be made of solid stone. This brazier has long since run dry of oil. Only ashes remain in the bottom. Let's, in fact, let's, I want to put the Dustman robes. I have a real terrible time with words sometimes. Dustman robes back on, but I need to trade Mort something, and he... Why doesn't he see what's on the ground? Why don't I see the same thing that's on the ground? That's kind of... Oh, because we're not in exactly the same spot. Okay, well, let's get out of the inventory screen. Oh, yeah, we're definitely not in the same spot. You go pick up what he put down. Well,
done.
I guess it's... Oh, there we go. And Mort, okay. You go pick up the knife. And I'm going to... Oh. Yeah, I'm going to put the Dustman robes back on. I suspect... Oh, I can't put them on now. Oh, well, so much for that idea. Thought maybe there was a small possibility I could put the disguise back on, but oh, yeah, select everyone. All
right.
I am confused. Am I stuck? I'm in a tomb. Oh, no, there's a door here. Okay, okay. This is Sigil? The name of the place? Hive Thug. Another Hive Thug. Doesn't sound good. Thugs. Again, problem with the map screen. I'm sorry that using the arrow keys, it kind of moves. I don't know. It seems like it moves faster, which, you know, is kind of a good thing in gameplay, but can be not such a good thing when streaming. Okay, these guys don't seem to be immediately hostile, at least. Perhaps that blue color is neutral. Not sure if it's a good idea to talk to them or not. I'm going to hold off for a moment.
All right.
What did he say? Wish I could have seen that.
I'm gone.
Frightened Hive Dweller. Let's speak to him. Frightened Hive Dweller. You see a man in tattered clothing. As you approach him, he suddenly stops and begins to look around frightened. Greetings. The man looks startled, then takes a step back. Eh? What you be wanting, Cutter? His voice is shaking, and he seems taken aback by your scars. I have nothing on me, so's I don't, and my rags are not worth the trouble. Calm yourself. I'm not here to rob you. I had some questions. He keeps a safe distance, and his eyes dart from side to side as if expecting something to step out of the shadows. Questions, you said, and what might those questions be? Can you tell me about this city? What do you want to know about Sigil then? Okay, so apparently Sigil is the name of the place. What is this place? The city. City of Doors. The Cage. Place where all doors lead to and from. Center of the plains and gets most of the backwash from all places too. Some say this is where everybody ends up at one point or another. City of Doors? Aye. You see, Cutter. You see, Cutter? Yeah. The city is... He frowns as if struggling with the words. The city's got a batch of doors scattered through it, and you see the doors... He frowns again, then sighs. The doors? Let me rattle my bone box with a little more sense. You see, there's doors all over Sigil, but they don't always look like doors. They're more like portals, see? And they can be just about anything. A window frame, or a picture frame, an archway, a barrel hoop, a space between a table's legs, or a statue's legs. And you're saying all of these things are doors? He frowns again. Doors, portals can be anything that's closed on all sides. It's hard to tell where they are unless you got the key to the door. That's how you get there, Cutter. Through a door? I'm sorry. That's how you got here, Cutter? Through a door? What makes you say that? Well, you don't act like you're from around Sigil, see? What are those keys you mentioned? Each door's got a key which makes it open, see? Most times you won't even know a door's around you unless you got the key. Then the door opens and you can step through and take your chances. Trick is, you know how I was saying that doors can be anything? Well, so can keys. They could be a tune you hum to yourself near the door, a thought you be having about pastries, or a little jig you do, or maybe the key's an object like a piece of glass or a cobblestone, or a broken tooth, anything. Sounds pretty confusing. Hello? Oh, click. This is a little bit confusing. I'm thinking Baldur's Gate even, or other games, there would be something here to indicate that there's more, but... Oh, okay, there's more choices. That's a little confusing. Sounds pretty confusing. You get used to it. You get used to it, you do. I probably shouldn't even try to read this as if I'm acting or something. Where do all these doors in the city go to? He shrugs. Doors can go anywhere, Cutter. Some don't even lead to the same place twice, he sighs. You see, such is the way and number of the doors that they lead to almost anywhere in the plains. Anywhere. It's just that there are so damnable many of them. It's hard finding one that takes you right where you want to go. Before you asked if I came through one of these doors. What made you say that? No, I've already asked that. Okay, other questions. Can you tell me about Sigil? Okay. We've already gone through that. Can you tell me about these slums? He looks at you wearily, his brow furrows in confusion. What you wanting to know about the hive, Cutter? Why is it called the hive? He looks puzzled. I don't know. He looks frightened and he doesn't know the answer. Mess of streets, mess of people, mayhap. What's around here of interest? It depends. Depends on what you find interesting, Cutter. I'm not sure if we should ask about Farod or not. Well, we have the opportunity. I'm looking for someone named Farod. Name's not one I know, McCutter. Who's he? I'm trying to find that out myself. Look, I had some other questions. Okay, let's kind of dodge that for the moment. I'm not sure if we mentioned the word collector, what he would think. We kind of need to get the lay of the land, so to speak, first. Okay, about the hive. What's around here of interest? I guess I'm looking for a missing journal. Do you happen to know where I might find one? You're missing a what? He looks confused. No idea where you'd find such a thing, Cutter. About the hive. Here of interest. I'm looking for work. He thinks. Precious little honest work to be found around here, Cutter. You can hunt some brain vermin for some coppers, pass them off to the branch office of vermin for some jink. To hear tell, but messing with the brain vermin's dangerous work, though. You can also gather some deaders around the hive, take it to the mortuary for some jink. Brain vermin? Aye, nasty little critters. He bares his teeth like a rat. He looks pretty foolish. Alone, they're barely nothing at all. It's just when brain vermin get together, they get all smart the more of them are around each other. They start getting as smart as a human. He shakes his head. Nobody in their right mind wants that to happen. Hazard to everyone's health it is. Okay, what other work? Gather bodies? Aye, the Dusties will pay jink for any debtors you bring to their gates. Not much jink to be made, but enough for the collectors to keep making their rounds. Okay, so... okay, that makes sense. The Dusties accept the bodies that the collectors collect. And I don't know why, perhaps I'm just forgetting, and we read it in something. Apparently, the Nameless One has a theory that the Farod is a collector. What is a collector? Vultures. A lot of them have their kip and rag picker squared. Gather the debtors, scuttle everything worth jink from them, then sell the bodies back to the Dusties at the mortuary. Why do they do that? Dusties pay jink to people for bringing them debtors off the streets and alleys, makes the dusters' lives a little easier to have a batch of hivers collecting bodies for them. A lot of debtors in the hive every day. Yeah, where is this branch office? It's next to the hive market. Go spireward, that's south and west of the mortuary, 3 or 4 blocks, and you'll dead end into it. The rat catchers mither out in front. The rat catchers mither. I guess gather or hang around out in front. Can't miss it. Do we have anything else worth asking about? I guess not. Farewell. He licks his lip as you turn to leave. Cutter, you might think he studies you for a moment. You could spare a few coppers for blood who helped you on your way. Not many around here do that for a fella. Enough for a man to wet his tongue after all that talking, We'll give him 5. I've got 124. Not that many, but... He glances around to see if anyone saw the exchange, then tucks the jink in the folds of his robe. Thank ye kindly, Cutter. May the lady's shadow pass ye by. Wait a minute. Lady? What do you mean? The mistress of Sigil? You've not heard of her? You must be blessed or more and know little about Sigil indeed. He laughs weakly. Lady's word's law around here in Sigil. He thinks for a moment. Except, she don't say much. Dead silent she is, actually. Some law. He looks at you warily. Don't be talking about much. Let's see. Don't want to be talking about too much about her, Cutter. You don't want to cross her shadow nor be singing her praises, all right? Now let's say no more about it. Rattling your bone box about the lady is dim. Dim indeed. Farewell, then.